And hello, everyone. My name is Nolan Wheeler, and today I'm going to be going over the naturopathic applications of amino acids and what I do at my practice, Noble Naturopathics, to help clients in a regenerative and preventative standpoint using amino acids. We're going to be talking about lots of different things we can do to use food as medicine and clinical lifestyle interventions to boost the body. You're going to learn about how to prevent illness and fight illness, but again, using amino acids. So we're going to talk about neurotransmitters as well, the brain chemistry, conditional, essential, non-essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and they're essential macromolecules that play a critical role in the body. So anything made from carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, these are the amino acids. They link together and form specific sequences of proteins. They do a lot, such as balancing our hormones and brain chemicals, building muscle, sustain and protect our digestive tract, healthy skin, hair, nails, breaking down food, so making those enzymes, providing a energy source and a adequate immune system. So they help us with that protein synthesis, helping us with our muscles, skin, and organs, so regenerating those tissues when they break down. And all of our organs and muscles and our skin are constantly in a state of metabolism, which are always, breaking down and then building back together. So the anabolism and catabolism, it's all going and breaking down and repairing, and that's a process done by amino acids. So enzymes. What are the enzymes? Those are what we use in our digestive tract to break down certain foods and minerals in the body. So when we take something in from our external environment, but in our internal environment, we need enzymes to help us break these down, and amino acids help us do so. Hormone regulation. So metabolism, as I just was talking about, the amino acids, it's like a full circle moment there. Amino acids do help make our hormones, which control our metabolism. They help our immune system and our mood. They also can help with the neurotransmitter formation, so helping us with cognition, overall mental health, our mood, and really promoting longevity. Amino acids are used in every single energy process of a man, and we need carbs, fats, proteins, and we need the amino acids, which are, made from those proteins in the first place. And there are alternative fuel source when we don't have carbs and fats inside of our body. So when we're in a state of intermittent fasting, or we're doing a long, say, 2-3 day fast with just water, you use amino acids as your fuel source. So they're a little bit of something we keep in the reserve tank. So understanding our brain chemistry, we have lots of neurotransmitters made inside of the gut, the brain, and these would include catecholamines, noradrenaline, which is norepinephrine, and then adrenaline, which is epinephrine. So those are derived from amino acids, tyrosine, phenylalanine, and those imbalances can lead to a lot of things that most people are reporting these days, such as the anxiety, the depression, and stress-related disorders. Amino acids are pretty crucial for that, so that is something that we all lack, and it's a tax of modern day society, in my opinion. But amino acids are really, really important for brain health as well, so helping us stay concentrated, stay interested in activities, preventing insomnia, lethargy, and the brain needs nutrients. So amino acids build those neurotransmitters. It also needs oxygen and vitamins and minerals. So the brain needs things such as magnesium and potassium and sodium, so electrolytes, right? It needs the different things and nutrients that you'll seek from your food, so like iron and copper and chromium, and you understand what I'm saying, but the minerals. But we also need the oxygen. So the brain takes a very large amount of oxygen, and oxygen is a nutrient. The brain only utilizes glucose as fuel under normal conditions. So oxygen amino acids are a backup source, and the brain needs them as well. And the drugs that we take, so the SSRIs or anything that's used to have an uptake of neurotransmitters, are usually from the neurotransmitters that we already have inside of our body. So drugs that we take basically give us access to the neurotransmitters that are already inside of our body. And with time, when we start taking these drugs for too long, they stop working because we used all of our stores. So then that's when they would switch you to a different medication, or any type of practitioner would switch you to a medication, or you would need a higher dosage of something. That's not medical advice, just that's what the system does currently. And it's not getting to the root cause, which is what I'm all about, is figuring out what is causing these issues in the first place and what we can do at a root cause level to heal the body. So this was a controversial one, but just a little application here was Dr. Alan Gellenberg. So Gellenberg, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, he suggested, so this tells you this has been going on for a while, but this is stuff that really does get suppressed, but tyrosine can be more effective than traditional antidepressants. So someone who is having stress burnout and crazy mental health issues that relate to like anxiety and insomnia, tyrosine would be one of those ones that helps you restore the serotonin in the brain, as well as the other um, neurotransmitters, norepinephrine, epinephrine. And tyrosine, again, it is that precursor to the noradrenaline and adrenaline, which is that norepinephrine, epinephrine, and dopamine. So those are crucial for that mood regulation. But we also have things such as glutamine, again, which are very helpful for mental health, and glycine, healing process. This is just a little bit of an overview. So positive changes can be observed within 21 days of starting an appropriate amino acid regimen. And what I mean by that is using amino acids that are actually going to do something and affect you in a positive way. So not just guessing and taking 50 different amino acids and hoping to see results. Meaning, this is when you sit down with somebody, a naturopath practitioner, a functional practitioner, integrative practitioner, and you guys get to the root of what's causing your disorder in the body. Firstly, we're talking about the non-essential amino acids. So those are amino acids that are found inside of the body, but those are the amino acids that we can actually synthesize from the human body. So we're not actually needing to obtain these ones in the food. As long as we have a sequent amount of minerals and vitamins, we will make these amino acids ourselves. And that would be this lovely list over here on the right. Now I'm using the 11 amino acids, starting off with some of these lovely amino acids. So alanine and aspartic acid. So alanine is one of those ones that helps you with glucose metabolism, supports energy production during exercise. Aspartic acid is one that is going to help you with supporting energy production and also helping with athletic performance. So research indicates that aspartic acid is a stimulator of the thymus gland in the immune system, and irregularities. So if we don't have the right balance of these guys, certain neurotransmitters in the brain, such as serotonin, may be a little bit lower due to aspartic acid being dropped in the body. The absorption of minerals across the intestinal lining into the blood and into the cells require aspartic acid. So that's one of those ones that will help you absorb your nutrients as well. Asparagine and carnitine. Asparagine helps you synthesize amino acids, or I'm sorry, proteins, and it's one of those ones that is going to help that nervous system and bring everything back into balance and equilibrium. And it does help you play a role in the urea cycle and peptide hormone production. And it's also used to modulate lymphoblastic leukemia. And carnitine, on the other hand, helps to do lots of amazing functions inside of the body, such as balancing out brain health, cognition in the body, and it does help you synthesize and break down other amino acids. And I think it's one of those ones. My number one thing when I think of carnitine is the brain nutrient. So it has also been connected with longevity and cognitive health in patients with Alzheimer's and dementia. So carnitine is one of those ones that is very key for the body. And you need it for proper hydration. So get your carnitine in, get some ribeye in or a New York strip, and that will be a very rich source of carnitine. And that, I mean, you can make it in your body, but again, those are some of those things that you can find in food as well. Cysteine and GABA. Cysteine is a non-essential amino acid, and it's a stable form of cysteine. So cysteine and cysteine are a little bit different. So not to be confused, cysteine is what we're talking about. And it's a component of connective and skeletal tissue. It is one of those ones that helps you with the production of insulin, digestive enzymes, and hair keratin, and conversion of one to the other occurs in the body as either is needed. So foods that have cysteine inside of it can be anything, the nuts, legumes, or poultry, or beef. Then GABA. GABA is one of those big ones. So 40 to 50% of the brain synapses contain GABA, highlighting it has a very important role in neural communication. And when we have stress or anxiety, the brain releases signals that trigger the fight or flight response. And then the limbic system sends continuous alert signals that can overwhelm the cortex, leading to exhaustion of the decision-making part of the brain. So GABA is really important for that. And it also helps with neuronal firing. It reduces anxiety-related messages from reaching the cortex, and it allows for improved control and calmness. And it's one of those ones that does help you with anything such as managing pain, stress, or anxiety. Glutamic acid and glycine. Glutamic acid, again, another non-essential amino acid. It plays a role in the function of the prostate and deterioration in heart disease individuals. Glycine, on the other hand, it's a really sweet to taste amino acid, and it does actually have a function in lots of our lovely tinctures and herbs on the market. It is a glycerin base typically inside of a supplement, but that's the same thing as glycine. So it's the third major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, and it does help us with the electrical firing and activity of the brain cells that ultimately aid with learning and cognitive function. So essential for lots of different things, but it also does have the physiological functions such as formation of DNA, collagen, and phospholipids. It helps you with detox. So lead, mercury, and aluminum, those things that stick around as heavy metals, glycine does help pull out and balance out the heavy metals and the other safer metals on the periodic table. Ornithine and proline. Ornithine is one of those ones that athletes use, such as bodybuilders. They supplement with 15 to 2,500 milligrams of ornithine to stimulate the growth hormone. So growth hormone stimulated through amino acids and making the actual hormones, but it also can be done through deep sleep. But ornithine is one of those good things to be getting inside of our diet and things it's one of those ones that we make. So when we have a sequent amount of the vitamins, minerals in the body, ornithine will be present, but you can supplement with it. Proline, another big one. So they're all big, aren't they? They're all huge. They're all crucial. So I'm all about amino acids. Vitamin C has to be present for the proline to be absorbed, but it is one of those ones that is also crucial for energy and brain health and lots of other biological functions. And serine, that is one of those ones that really is incredible for cognitive function and helping people that have deterioration of cognitive health. So serine brings back the brain synapses together and helps us with cognitive health. Theanine, it's one of those ones that helps us with the production of GABA. And theanine influences the production of it, but it also helps with dopamine and serotonin levels. Dopamine is that feel-good hormone, or sorry, neurotransmitter in the body. So it's what makes effort feel good and drives human beings. And serotonin calms, uplifts the mood inside of the body, and decreases pain. And clinical research documents that theanine creates that sense of well-being, calm, relaxation, and has lots of other benefits. It's something I supplement with personally, or I just enjoy a nice cup of green tea leaves and have green tea, and I get theanine in. And tyrosine, the first breakdown product of phenylalanine, has lots of amazing usages, and that's the little chemistry molecule of that. So Dr. Gellenberg at Harvard Medical School determined tyrosine is more effective than antidepressants for relief of depression. So again, that is an opinion from Dr. Gellenberg, and it all comes to what's the root cause of your, depression or anxiety in the first place? Why are we on an antidepressant? So if it is a amino acid deficiency, tyrosine might help you. But if that's not the case, then it might be something else. So I'll encourage you to seek a knowledgeable practitioner on this subject. And then again, amino acids coming in handy with enhancing that memory and reducing blood pressure in young military cadets. That was a study that was done at Eurasia University in the Netherlands. And we've got our essential aminos category, 9 essential amino acids. So nice little fun list of these guys. Amino acids are classified on the body's ability to synthesize them, meaning we're getting them in our food. And what do they do? Again, lots of different things like the enzyme production, hormone production, protein synthesis, as well as the neurotransmitter balance. Here's some amazing food options. So get your amino acids in. You can do lovely things such as the bee pollen on the top. That's a complete amino acid. You can do red meat. You can do poultry. You can do fish. You can do nuts and legumes. And a plant source of protein would be, my favorite would be hemp hearts. So hemp hearts have one of the highest amount of amino acids inside of them and omega-3 fatty acids. Phenylalanine and threonine. And phenylalanine is one of those ones that is a precursor to tyrosine, so one of those that helps us with, again, anxiety and depression. So you can supplement with these and elevate your norepinephrine levels in the brain, and it's one of those ones that is working on pulling up the norepinephrine, epinephrine levels, and that's what antidepressants typically do, which is why a lot of those doctors are saying supplementing with high amounts of like tyrosine or phenylalanine can help with the antidepressant type case. Threonine, There's lots of usages for threonine. My favorite one would be just helping with the immune system. So it stimulates that thymus gland, which is a very unique aspect of threonine, which is where all of our immune system cells live. And again, it will help us boost the immune system function and helps us with the antibody production. It also helps with the liver and the prevention of the fat in the liver, but also it's one of those ones that it's easy to be deficient in if you're eating more of a vegan type diet, so more plant-based foods. Definitely want to make sure we're getting the balance of meat as well as fruits and vegetables, and not just fruits and vegetables, but ones that actually have amino acids inside of them. Methionine and lysine. So lysine is that essential amino acid that must be attained through diet, and it's critical for growth, tissue repair, and the production of hormones, enzymes, and antibodies. It does help us with lean body mass, aids in muscle tissue growth and repair. You do need things such as vitamin B6 for this to be present and to be made in the body and absorbed. Methionine is an essential amino acid. It's one of the sulfur-containing amino acids, and it serves as a detox agent, assisting the body in the removal of heavy metals and things such as lead and the aluminum. So another detoxifier, really important. Histidine and tryptophan. Histidine is one of those ones that is going to help with the maintenance of the myelin sheath. So that little casing around all of our arteries and blood vessels of the body, the histidine will help the formation and the maintenance of the myelin sheaths, so that the nerve endings going around these guys. The neurotransmitter histamine is one of those ones that is derived from histidine, so an amino acid which makes a neurotransmitter. Very important. People with high amounts of histamine often demonstrate a history of psychiatric problems ranging from mild to severe. People with chronic pain and fibromyalgia demonstrate high histamine levels represented by joint swelling. So it's something to look into if you've got joint swelling or fibromyalgia. It could very well be not enough of an amino acid, but get to the root cause there. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid which is obtained through the diet, and it breaks down into serotonin, a neurotransmitter that promotes calmness and relaxation. And the pathway includes a conversion of tryptophan to 5-HTP, then to serotonin. So there's a little bit of a process there, but that is one of those ones that will break down into serotonin eventually. So we're looking for the calmness and relaxation in the world that we live in, because we're always on that fight or flight mode. And tryptophan is one of those ones that you're always going to need. And if you're insufficient and you're deficient in this, it can lead into reduced serotonin, leading to anxiety, hyperactivity, insomnia, pain, and you do need the vitamin B6 for that as well. Valine, isoleucine, and leucine, those are the branch-chained amino acids. So one of those things that you can get through food, but they all have their own unique role. Leucine goes to the fats, valine goes to carbs, and isoleucine goes to both. And they help with things such as infections and trauma and stress states, fevers, and starvation. So there's lots of different things that these branched-chain amino acids do, but they're involved in a lot of those stress reactions essentially in the body, and energy production, muscle metabolism. And all the muscles in the body need the branched-chain amino acids to function. Arginine. It's one of those non-essential amino acids as well, and or essential amino acids, and it is incredible for men and women in promoting nitric oxide, and it's really incredible for getting the blood flow where it needs to go during intercourse. And a study that was done with elderly patients showed that significant cognitive improvements, and this is when they supplemented with it, and the arginine, after a while, supplementing with it helped with the neurotransmitters and ultimately helping with the learning and memories in these elderly patients. So it does a lot of different things, but blood flow, cognition, and mood would be the main things. This is a little bit of a bonus slide here. Glutathione, it is made by cysteine, glutamine, and glycine. So glutathione is one of those major antioxidants of the body. It protects us from oxidative stress, and it's incredible for maintaining the function and detox of the liver. It also enhances the immune system, regulates our activity, and protects us from damage from our vital organs. But overall, protects our body from oxidative stress and repairs proteins inside of the body. So I wanted to touch on the conditionally essential aminos. So we talked about essential, non-essential, and these are the ones in the middle. So they're typically not essential. You typically don't need them, but they become essential when the body's in a stress state. So here's the, by the definition, textbook answer. Conditionally essential aminos are usually classified as non-essential because the body typically can produce them. However, under certain physiological conditions, stress, illness, injury, the body's demand for these amino acids really exceeds its availability and ability to produce them, making dietary intake essential. So supplements sometimes would help us get these stores back up, but they will help us with cognitive health, immune function, overall health, and recovery of injuries. So that was one I wanted to touch on, but that would be taurine, cysteine, and glutamine. This is an amazing supplement that I recommend to anyone. Again, you really can't out-supplement a healthy diet, but again, people are in time crunches nowadays, and we don't have a nutrient-dense diet, and people just want a quick fix of something that's going to help them. And if you're going to do that, and since we're talking about the amino acids, if you're going to supplement with anything, if you're not getting 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal, whether that's 2 to 3 times per day, Perfect Amino will help you. This is a company I'm not affiliated with, but it is one that I recommend to anyone who wants to get that protein intake up, whether you're doing intermittent fasting and you need to get some amino acids in without breaking your fast, or if you're working, you're on the go, Perfect Amino will be your best friend. And they have lots of different things, such as protein shakes. They also have different things that are like lemonade powders or things you can add into shakes. But it does have the building blocks of protein inside of there, so the essential aminos, non-essentials. It's got all those essential amino acids with the nucleic acid building blocks, so the building blocks to DNA of the body. Highly recommend. You can buy these on Fullscript at my shop if you'd prefer, and I do have a coupon you can use just by signing up under my link in Fullscript. That would be a 20% off coupon, so you can go ahead and save, but you can also find these on other shops online, and a lot of health food stores carry Perfect Amino nowadays. Another recommendation would be getting bone broth protein in to get the type 1, type 2, and type 3 collagens in, so which are full of those amino acids, and they typically have all those essential aminos and non-essentials that you would need. So This is a good brand as well, Ancient Nutrition, and you can get this on FullScript as well. They have like a chicken broth, a tomato basil broth. They have a bunch of different types of broths that you can buy, so bone broth. And they also have different protein mixes to add into yogurt or kefir or milk. It's a nice shake mix. My practice is in Clinton Township, and again, my name is Nolan Wheeler. If you have any questions about my services, any questions about anything at all from these presentations, go ahead and email me at my website. You can scan this QR code and it will take you to my website. But feel free to ask questions. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram. But I do offer quite a menu of services, and I encourage you to go to my website, learn more, and take advantage of the FullScript or doTERRA. So FullScript is where I sell vitamins, minerals, and herbs, and lots of things such as teas, but doTERRA has more of like the essential oils, so you can go on there if you need some essential oils. But today we are definitely focusing more on those amino acids. I do encourage you guys to make sure you're getting 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal, but really do embrace diet because we really don't want to out supplement anything that we're supposed to be eating. But anyways, guys, I hope you learned a little bit of something here. Amino acids are very important for every biological process, and I encourage you to go out and tell other people about amino acids and getting a amino acid rich meal or supplement plan for better health. Thank you all for tuning in, and bye for now.